everybody, and thank you for coming. And again, most of you are coming again, are usual participants in this conference. This is the 32nd edition of the conference. And so if I look back 32 years, we were a really small community. We didn't even have a name, community, but with a sort of DNA, looking at how simulation in a broad sense could help developing products or things like that. Since that point, we truly made enormous advances. Today, simulation is impacting the design and production processes and in general, our products. So, speaking of 32 years, I could say that in a sense this conference was a sort of mirror of what happened. Here we have a number of representatives from the industry who tell us what the problems are, university, research groups, students, and the community is definitely growing a lot. So, being the conference a sort of mirror of such an evolution, it would be good to ask ourselves where we are today and where simulation is going to be in the next future. To try to answer this question, I will start with a statement that was on the first page of a report that was issued some 10 years ago, actually May 2006, from the Blue Ribbon Panel on Simulation-Based Engineering of the National Science Foundation. It was 10 years ago, and 10 years ago the statement was like that. So simulation-based engineering and sciences is a discipline indispensable to the nation's continued leadership in science and engineering. And the last statement, there is ample evidence that developments in these new disciplines could significantly impact virtually every aspect of human experience. When we read this statement, I mean, again, being part of a community which was involved in these topics, we were thinking of something probably exaggerated. But all the same, we were happy to see that this was stated. Today, things are giving the statement of 10 years ago a different perspective. In fact, today we are talking about Industry 4.0, and simulation is officially one of the foundation of the technology areas where the foundation of Industry 4.0 is established. To the point that even our Prime Minister is mentioning simulation sometimes, and even President Obama, as far as I've seen. To discuss this topic, I took briefly. I took the picture that is on the sort of white book that was written by Boston Consulting. It is interesting to see the definition that they give to Industry 4.0. At in industry, they comment on the fact that they say that although implementing this concept will take probably more than 20 years, within the next 5 years, we could have an idea who will be the winners and the losers in this arena. Looking at the way they represent these things, so a sort of satellites around the main idea, I said that probably I could tend to do some provoking changes into the picture, assuming the picture will work. So, trying to break the circle, although it's a nice geometric shape with plenty of symmetries, and take simulation a bit closer to the heart of the system. Because in fact, if you look at that, and for instance, we consider the integration, the system integration. System integration is essential, definitely is there. But if we just transfer data, and if just manage data, we lose something. So through simulation, we can add a sort of explicit way to control our know-how, and typically the digital twin can help to add knowledge to this system integration. Same concept applies to additive manufacturing. There's plenty of technologies now available in additive manufacturing, but the real key is design for additive manufacturing. And design for additive manufacturing is simulation again. Simulation both as far as design is concerned and simulation as far as the processes involved in simulation of processes involved in additive manufacturing are involved. Then industrial Internet of Things. Again, industrial Internet of Things means, first of all, things. Sensors, antennas, co-simulation of the various lifelong evolution of our products. Big data are now faced through statistics and through analytics, visual analytics and something like that. But if we can put on top of our data a model, we can really get some order from chaos. Typically, meta-modeling, 1D models can help to do that. Robots, even there, mechatronics is a sector where simulation has a very important role. But even augmented reality, obviously we work on cloud, so there's a strong connection with cloud technologies, and obviously we have problems of security. So we interact we interact with this area as well. So I would say that probably this is a provoking exaggeration, but we are here to discuss on that, and we are here to see whether a statement that is now a sort of a logo for our company, so product life cycle quality, is something we could look at from a real perspective. So I would say that I wish that this conference will help to answer this problem. So we will have a plenary session where keynote speakers could tell their vision and their perspective on these aspects. We have industrial sessions where basically the needs from the industry meet what the enabling technology could offer. An exhibition where you could have first-hand information from software vendor and for hardware producers on where they are today and what they are going to develop. An important part, which is typical of our conference, is the Research Agora, where a number of European projects carried out by large consortia will be presented, and they are again characterized by the fact that a significant portion of the work has been done using simulation. There's a best practice area. The Poster Award initiative is as well quite important. This year we have a huge number. We had a huge number of posters submitted by young graduates on PhD students, and we have as well a couple of side events which actually are for the Italian community, because there are certain specific things of Italy involved. The first one is very important. Is on networking. Industry 4.0 addresses the needs, especially of SMEs, to a solution which should be in the networking sector. As usual, I have to say thanks to all who helped us in organizing this meeting. So typically speakers, it took time for them to prepare their talks, and so thank you to them. Obviously, sponsor and software vendors, since we need some money to organize the conference, and they help a lot in that respect. The research teams, the participants in the Poster Award, obviously association that were quite active this year, the press, well, our team in Enginesoft, our marketing team in Enginesoft, and all of you. So, enjoy the conference. Thank you. The the first keynote today is delivered by Professor Alberto Broggi. He received the degree in electronic engineering and the PhD degree in information technology from the University of Parma, where he is today a full professor. He founded Visilab, who was originally a spin-off of the University of Parma again, focused on technologies for autonomous driving. And recently, in 2015, Visilab merged with Umbrella, which is a Silicon Valley company working in HD and Super HD video. Alberto Broggi is now the general manager of Visilab. He's a pioneer in the use of machine vision for automotive application and on the driverless cars. So his talk will be exactly about the design of autonomous vehicles, which I think is a real topic for today, and not just for our sector. So please, Professor Broggi.